Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome to Full Moon Fridays, and we are continuing chugging along in the Trancers series with Trancers 4 Jack of Swords. I know I haven't been putting the subtitles, but they have been Trancers 2, The Return of Jack Death, Trancers 3, Death Lives, and now Trancers 4, Jack of Swords. The story here is that Jack Death has returned from a mission. He's sent on another mission, and a creature from the previous mission is still in the transfer pod, or whatever you call it. It messes with space-time, and he ends up in an alternate dimension where Trancers, who are vampiric here, in this version, have are taking over this world in a medieval type world. So Jack has to work with some rebels known as tunnel rats to stop this evil King Lord Caliban. Alright, so this one has me a little frustrated. So after watching this, the way it ended, I went, what? And so I looked it up. This was filmed back to back with Part 5. Apparently, Tim Thomerson did not enjoy himself on doing these movies. You could tell he's more in a mood than Jack usually is in a mood. He seems very high strung here, but yeah, he's still good because he takes that anger he has, the frustration he has with doing these movies, and channels it into this. And what I mean by the ending is it ends on a cliffhanger, but it's such a stupid cliffhanger. It doesn't really tease anything. I don't know. But so Jack comes back from his mission. I'm starting to realize that there was a theme, like a theme song, because every movie had started with this music playing and credits, and I just realized, man, this is the same music each time. So Trancers has a theme song. I just didn't realize it. It's back. And he sees Harris, played once again by Stephen Mocht. And he's like, I need to talk to Alice. And he's like, well, Jack, I mean to tell you, Alice and I, we got close when you were gone. And so, he basically took her. And he's like, you son of a bitch. But, he had Lena. He had to let her go. And then he can't have Alice. But she's not even in this movie. She's replaced with a character named Lyra, who's in here for like 5 minutes before there's another version of her. And I guess that because he keeps referring to her as Lyra and they don't ever give her a name, because he's like, when he's knocked out at one point, he wakes up to her and he's like, Lyra? She's like, call me Lyra if you want. You can call me whatever you want. And I'm like, somebody's going to call her that because they're too lazy to give her an actual name. But he came back from his mission taking care of solenoids. And I tried to look it up to try to see if there's that tied to another full moon movie, but I couldn't. The only thing I came back with was this. So maybe I was thinking of Zoonoid from the Guyver. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, is the Zoonoids. So maybe that's why I got confused. I just realized that. But so he has another mission. He does meet Lyra at the bar. So remember at the end of the last one when they showed that Jack and Shark, the big dude, were going to be partners from now on? Well, he's just a head now, and Jack turned him into a lamp. Man, I was so disappointed. I was excited to see where they were going with that. Even though I said before that the actor wasn't listed. I think I said that. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? I don't know. Originally he was in the script and they took him out, and apparently while going through this, they kept ripping out pages of the script, and where most of those action scenes, because there's a lot of talking stuff in this movie. So Jack, the next day, he finds out Lyra is another superior lady or whatever, and he's going to go, but be sent somewhere. He was a transfer problem, but there's this solenoid in there, causes him to be transported to an alternate dimension, stuck in the medieval times, where the Trancers are in charge of everything. Even though they're not Trancers, they don't look really any different. Sometimes they have a weird face, but they don't really. They must have not a budget. Trancers, and they even changed their anatomy. Like Trancers are zombie-like. These are vampire-like. I don't understand why they changed it. I don't know. The main villain's name is Caliban, so we're still in the X-Men. Although he's neither Stephen Merchant or the guy from Apocalypse, so he's a decent villain, on par with the other ones, basically we've had. Except for the one in the last one, part 3. That villain was kind of meh. But then the first two had decent villains, I thought. This one, he was pretty good too. But yeah, so here he basically learns about the tunnel rats, and then there's his son, Panagaris, or whatever the hell his name is, I don't care. Is supposed to take up the mantle to lead on the next generation, and he turns on them. Okay, so there's a cameo from Lachlan Monroe, who you may know from like Freddy vs. Jason or Scary Movie. He's been in White Chicks, I think he's in that one. So yeah, you may recognize him. He's in it for about 5-10 minutes or so. He betrays Jack and then gets shot with an arrow. And there must have been a budget problem, because Jack's equipment doesn't work. And there's this really stupid scene. So he tries using his weapons that don't work. Then he tries to use his watch that slows down time. And he does it. But then he starts going. So did he get slowed down instead, or was he just doing that? Because I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. Yeah, so the tunnel rats eventually rescue Jack. I'm going through a lot of dialogue scenes. There's dialogue scenes, talk. He meets Lyra's double here. They have sex. Because, of course. Although, at first I was questioning if this was rated R, because there's barely any swearing, there's no nudity, barely any blood or gore. It is rated R, apparently, but we see no nudity. There's barely any swearing, and the swearing that they use could be PG-13ish, especially in 1994 or whatever it was. Come on. I don't know why it's rated R. There's death scenes, sure, but so the tunnel rats rescue Jack with the help of Caliban's son. There's a fight. Caliban's son, Panaganis, what the hell his name is, feeds on the female, I don't keep track of names, the female tunnel rat, but it doesn't hurt her or turn her, and she basically takes care of the dude from Teen Wolf, the one cheerleader's boyfriend from the rival school who was like 30, that guy. She takes care of him, and then he fights Caliban. Then there's this weird light thing, like a face in the sky, struck down lightning. It hits Jack, teleports him to the other side of Caliban, and now his weapon works, and he singes him. I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. Like, did it recharge his weapons? Was the face supposed to be Harris? I don't know, but all of a sudden his blaster works. So I don't know. I really don't know. And so he's gone, and he's like, "Well, I'm still stuck here." And there's like the three of them standing there, and you hear a laugh, ha 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 ha, and they turn. It's like, ha 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 ha, turn, freeze frame, end of movie. That is gotta be the weakest cliffhanger. Mortal Kombat had a better cliffhanger than this. Although Mortal Kombat is a good movie. The original one, of course. Annihilation is bleh, but I'm just saying. I don't know. They're kind of going downhill, the quality of these. I thought the first two were really good. Third one was okay. This one is meh. I'll give it a middle of the road, but I don't know. It's getting to be meh. Two more, right? Two more of these. Two more Fridays to go for this series, and then we're gonna start doing some one-offs on Full Moon Friday. I think Crash and Burn will be the first one I do as a one-off because they showed it in like Trancers, the first Trancers or whatever it was. So, or the second one, whatever it was. I think it was the second one actually, but yeah. But once again, I gotta mention, like, they changed the way he jumps now. He's not sending his consciousness anymore. He just jumps in the machine. It's basically Time Cop now. And this is at 94, so it's very similar. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's the middle of the road for me. So what are your thoughts on Trancers 4? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.